Hello, Emma.
Hello, Elizabeth.
So, you work for the Goethe Institute, is that correct? Could you please describe your work at the moment?
Yes, absolutely. So my work at the moment is I work as a project coordinator in the Educational Services Department. That means I have the main role of making sure that German stays alive in schools, really. So we have lots of programs for teachers to make sure that they're happy with their language ability, so with their German if they're teaching German, but then also for teachers who maybe teach another language and want to learn German. We also offer German courses for those people. And as well as that, we work with students. So either students in secondary or primary schools come to us, to the Institute, and we have days where we provide fun activities, quizzes, a film screen in the afternoon, workshop, so they can get to know a bit more about the work of the Goethe Institute, and also hopefully inspire them to carry on with their German studies.
Awesome, thank you. And what was your job before this one, please?
Yeah, so my job before this was a secondary school teacher, teacher of German, head of German for over 20 years. So I taught everyone up from year 7 to all the way up to year 13. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed that. But the great thing was to be able to, obviously, I could speak German, to be able
Yeah.
to transfer those skills over into a business setting with all the
Mm,
experience that being a teacher provides, as well as, organizational skills,
mm.
communication skills, all of those things that are really transferable into more of a business setting, which is where I work now.
That's awesome, thank you. So, for your job now, what are the entry requirements, would you say?
I think it's really important that you are proficient in German. So it doesn't have to be absolutely fluent, but just to give you an idea, as soon as I come through the door of the Goethe Institute, everything's in German. I'm greeted in German.
Mm,
I also have to do all my emails in German, all my meetings are in German. So language skills, but also communication skills are absolutely key, as well as being a good organizer, because obviously I'm organizing big projects. So whether it be having people to visit us, or we do road shows where we go to different universities, and sort of planning all of those road shows and all of those things you can imagine, organization skills are absolutely key in doing that as well.
of course. Um, why? I think you've answered it basically, but I'll just ask it just in case. Why is it that you wanted to teach in the first place, and then why did you decide to change to this job?
Mm. I think because before I started my teaching career, I mean, I think maybe people have a bit more advice when they go to school now, but I didn't really get great advice career-wise. And I just, after I'd done my German degree, I thought, well, what can I do with this? I wasn't quite
Yeah.
sure. And I thought, well, I'll start in teaching. But I think the plan was always to be able to go into something else eventually. So I kind
Okay.
of stuck with that plan. I was in teaching for a lot longer than I planned to be.
Yeah.
And now, yes, now I'm obviously doing what I wanted to do, which was yes, just doing something a bit different, I suppose, in the business world. Yeah.
What would you say are your values, your inspirations? Again, I think you've hit on that, but I thought I'd ask.
Yes, I think one of the reasons I enjoyed my teaching career so much was that it really meant a lot to me to be able to inspire students and to show them where languages can bring you, really. And I suppose that would be a key thing to me, and that's something I'm able to do in my job now as well, is just make sure that all children, for them, it's a possibility of learning another language, and where that can take you, and just making sure that those opportunities are offered to as many children across the country as possible.
Yeah, thank you. Um, so in your job now, how do you make sure to be culturally sensitive to diverse students that you might meet or that you might organize events for?
That's a really good question, actually,
Mm,
and it's something that we're that we're working on quite a lot. I mean,
mm,
diversity is something at the forefront of our Goethe work at the moment, and I think we're thinking about that a lot more and sort of trying to produce materials that are far more diverse as well, and getting away, I suppose, from stereotypes, especially if you think of German stereotypes and kind of the beer festivals, the Oktoberfest and all of that. And
Yeah.
we're trying to bring in different aspects of Germany. So when students are learning about Germany, they can see that, you know, it's a very diverse society. And I think it will be obvious for people who see our materials on our website that that's something that we're trying to bring in, making a concerted effort to do that far more.
Amazing. How do you think your work might impact the well-being of people, of students, or of staff you work with? How do you promote well-being?
Well, actually, one of the key things we've been doing recently is providing yoga workshops
Oh,
for our,
cool.
yes, for our younger students. So we've been doing that as part of actually working with Hammersmith and Fulham Council there
Okay.
as part of their Summer in the City provision. So that is for open to all children across Hammersmith and Fulham, and we provide yoga with a splash of German. So I think
Oh,
that's
that's
gone
fun.
down
Okay.
really well, especially the right at the end when they all lie on the mat and they relax and have that kind of relaxation outside
So
in the park is wonderful. Yeah.
that's really sweet. So are the teachers, the yoga teachers are like speaking to them in German, or
Yes,
how,
actually,
how
the
does?
yoga teacher is me.
Oh,
I'm
fantastic.
also trained. Yeah, I trained in teen yoga, so that's a session that I run. Yes.
That's really interesting. Ah, sounds wonderful. So my last question, when you were teaching before, when you're engaging with students now, how would you accommodate students with different levels of either digital skills or digital access in some cases?
Yes, I mean the school I was teaching at, one of the things that they stipulated was that every child should have an iPad. So
Hmm?
they and for some of those, you know, they paid for it kind of over a number of years. Other
Hmm.
children obviously were provided with support for that as well. So we were lucky in the school that, and in lessons when I was teaching, that students all had an iPad that they could use. I know not every school has that. So that was really fantastic, actually. Yeah, that side of things. Does that answer that, or did you want to?
It does, yeah.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
sorry, I did say it was my last question, but another last question, I'm afraid. Why do you think digital inclusivity might be important in the field of education and in particular in language learning?
Well, I think there's so much out there that can really help students. So many apps, digital tools that can help them with their language learning. I think it would be, you know, obviously really unfair if you had a lot of children who have access to that and others who
Yeah.
don't have access to that. So I think really the way that language learning has gone, that a lot of it is digital now, and it's so effective. You know, it would be great if all children had access to that, really.
Hmm. Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah. Thank you.
Stop.